Good morning, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat, and welcome to the Philippine Textile Research Institute's 2021 TELA Conference. We'd like to welcome our guests who are physically here in the Institute, our speakers who are joining us virtually, and those textile stakeholders, the tech conference participants who have gladly joined our institute in celebrating not only the Philippine Tropical Fabrics Month, but also the 54th anniversary of the Philippine Textile Research Institute. So to formally welcome us all, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pride and pleasure to welcome and present to you the Director of the Philippine Textile Research Institute, Department of Science and Technology, Director Celia B. Elumba.
Good morning, everyone. To our dear Secretary Fortunato T. de la Peña, our esteemed guests, resource speakers, our friends from the media, my fellow workers in government service, including all the good people of the Philippine Textile Research Institute, a wonderful good morning to you all. 2 years ago, the United Nations General Assembly declared this year, 2021, as the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development. This was in recognition of the need to promote sustained and inclusive economic growth, foster innovation, and provide opportunities among other objectives. Now, these are very much in tandem with our goals and aspirations for our people at the Philippine Textile Research Institute. The UN defines the creative economy as essentially the knowledge-based activities of the creative sector which produce economic value. These industries encompass a wide array of activities in goods and services, which include art crafts, audiovisuals, design, performing arts, publishing, visual arts, and new media. Design, under which fashion is classified, accounted for 60% of the total world exports over a 15-year period. Of this, fashion accounted for 26%, 1/4. This creative economy sector, along with others that make up the industry, is not just a source of economic value, therefore, they're also a source of cultural value. In this year's TELA Conference, we expound on the creative economy in the world of textiles, in our present-day conditions that must now be viewed as our now normal. Today, we will be joined virtually, as well as really, if there is such a word, by speakers from the international and domestic front, from the textile community, from the local fashion and traditional textile industry, from government and congressional leadership. We are grateful to our very own Secretary Fortunato T. de la Peña, who has provided us with much needed direction and support. He will open the conference with a keynote message. Our Honorable Congressman Christopher de Venecia of the 4th District of Pangasinan and Chair of a special committee in the House, the Arts, Culture, and Creative Industry Block, or what is known as ACHIEVE, very aptly so, will speak to us about legislative agenda to help foster and rally support for the Philippine textiles, in particular in the context of the creative sector. Yusek Rafaelita Aldaba from the Competitiveness and Innovation Group of the Department of Trade and Industry will share with us opportunities and prospects of a creative Philippine textile economy. And we have a very wonderful mix of local participants or speakers from our front. They come from a varied they represent, it's very inclusive, therefore, they represent a wide swath of our industry stakeholders. And so I'm very pleased to have Ms. Carissa Cruz Evangelista of the Philippine Fashion Coalition share with us their travails, their challenges, the opportunities that they see in pushing the boundaries for a creative Philippine textile economy. Ms. Ana Lagon, a partner in our Rewear Quick Response Program Face Mask of Bio Manila, the Chief Creative Officer, she will be sharing with us innovations towards sustainability in the Philippine textile garment industry. And I'm very happy to have with us Engineer Stanley Xiao Hetiong from the CEO of the 5 Cent Global Corporation, who will speak to us about scoping the burgeoning Philippine non-woven textile industry. And I have Cherise Aquino Togade, a good friend of the Manila Collectible Company and Culture Aid, to speak about nurturing cultural value in fashioning contemporary Philippine textiles. We will then round this up with an open forum, after which, after lunchtime, we're going to now proceed with fashioning Philippine tropical fabrics, RA 9242, in the context of RA 9242, or the Philippine Tropical Fabric Act, and a message from Attorney Eileen Lourdes Lizada of the Commission of our commission, Civil Service Commission rather. And allow us then to recognize some of our stakeholders who have been wonderful cooperators for our Reware Quick Response Project later in the afternoon. Then we will proceed with our international stakeholder or international resource persons, Mr. Andrew Dent, who is the EVP of Material Connection, who will be speaking to us from, I think Andrew is from New York, is speaking to us from New York this time, on sustainable textile material trends, innovation, and landscape. And Dennis Wotenoa will speak to us about opportunities of Philippine natural textiles in the European Union. He is with the Swiss Import Promotion Program. Again, followed by another open forum, and then we will have a synthesis and action plan to wrap up our discussions for the whole day. And we will be very privileged to have with us also our Undersecretary Rowena Cristina Elguevara to provide us with the closing remarks for today's activities. So welcome everybody, and thank you very much for joining us virtually as well as physically. Have a wonderful morning to all of you. Thank you very much.
Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to the 2021 TELA Conference. So, to proceed, may I request back again on stage our beloved director to introduce to us our keynote speaker.
Pardon me, right? This is like new to everybody, so this is our now normal, and we have to get used to all of this. So I think I can still come across. I just want to make sure that we still are very proper about this. We cannot get away from the fact that this is going to be with us for a while. But allow me this big moment. We're very, very much happy to have our own, very, very own Secretary, Fortunato T. de la Peña, to address us with a message this morning. We're very much grateful for the support and for the direction. And he's like very, very fatherly to us, and we are so grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, you all know our Secretary. I'm not going to belabor it. He's a well-loved figure in our department, and I am sure in most parts of our country, if not all parts of our country. I'd like to please give a warm welcome to our Secretary, Fortunato T. de la Peña.
The Honorable Senator Nancy Binay, Chair of the Senate Committee on Science and Technology, the Honorable Representative Christopher de Venecia, Chair of the House Committee on Creative Industry and Performing Arts, my beloved colleagues from the Department of Science and Technology and other government agencies, fellow workers in government, our friends in media, and our textile stakeholders, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Before anything else, may I greet the men and women of the Philippine Textile Research Institute on the occasion of their 54th founding anniversary. Maligayang bati at mabuhay PTRI. The past years have indeed polished and sharpened PTRI to this agile and poised Research and Development Institute who took on the challenges, particularly of the previous year, with fervor, a can-do attitude, and a sense of urgency. Well within the sphere of textiles and at the risk of perhaps going beyond its mandate, the Philippine Textile Research Institute went beyond the development and deployment of its relevant technologies during the very early days of the pandemic amid the challenging lockdowns in the first quarter of 2020. The Institute has continued to provide technical and scientific advice in the continuing development of face masks and protective wear for community use. I take note of their participation in various consultations, fora, online meetings, Viber groups, in what we term as the now normal work environment, providing scientific and strategic solutions to textile-related questions and developments. Under their quick response project on the development and production of freewear face masks, PTRI, of course, with the encouragement accompanied by funds from the DOST system, successfully mobilized the support of like-minded private sector partners who rallied their support for the project. In true Filipino fashion, these companies, and if I may mention them, DNL, Chemres Industries, Bio Incorporated, Reliance Producers, Saffron Philippines, heeded the call, pivoted their production, and mobilized their workforce and resources towards the deployment of 600,000 pieces of reusable, washable, and rewearable masks, which were donated to national government agencies through the Office of Civil Defense. The Regional Yarn Production and Innovation Center, or RIPIC in Iloilo, is also one model I am particularly drawn to, in that it demonstrates the importance of collaboration towards a shared goal. In the RIPIC, I am very pleased to note that the strong commitment of our academic partner institution, the Iloilo Science and Technology University, or ISAT University, through its president, Dr. Raul Muyong. Actually, PTRI had creatively crafted its every move to deliver on its mandate and ensure that this extends to the regions by providing them with the capacity to produce and innovate on yarns, using raw materials available to them for the production of textiles by the many weavers and artisans in the locality. And at the same time, promote the conservation of the rich culture and tradition of the region. This PTRI's TELA Pilipinas at work, the expression of the Institute's aspirations for the development and integration of resources, natural and human, in regional setting as they contribute to the national ecosystem and in the global value chain. I commend the Institute's invaluable work in textile research, development, and innovation, and the services it provides to the industry and to the Philippine textile economy as a whole. I am also pleased to celebrate with you the Philippine Tropical Fabrics Month, which the PTRI has been shepherding. The PTF Month celebration, through Proclamation Number 313, institutionalizes the observance of this celebration through the Philippine Textile Research Institute. As a fitting culmination of this month and the multiple reasons for celebration, PTRI is holding this 2021 Textile Stakeholders Conference with this year's theme, Philippine Textiles Towards a Sustainable Creative Economy. This is anchored on the United Nations Declaration of 2021 as the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development. This economy is an emerging area of growth that banks on natural talents and innate creativity, a valued Filipino trait that is most especially apparent in the textile industry. May I also express my deepest gratitude to our friends and collaborators in the textile and garments manufacturing industry, to the academe, and to our fellow government officials who joined us today, virtually or physically there at PTRI. Your presence gives DOST and the PTRI the assurance that we are not alone in our relentless efforts to make the textile and its allied industries competitive, develop the countryside through science and technology, catalyze textile manufacture in the country, and a lot more, with the end in view of improving people's lives. To this end, we're delighted with the support that we have received from our lawmakers. PTRI in particular has delivered on several projects and initiatives, foremost of which is the Philippine Silk Road Program and the development of the Abaca textile materials in Surigao, among others. I would like to call for stronger partnerships and collaboration among government institutions that we may channel our energies towards common goals, Much like our experience with the Rye Peak in Iloilo, I extend this call to the private sector. If R&D must contribute to the growth and improvement of textiles, of productivity and in development, if not discovery of material innovations, industry and the private sector will have to come forward and help steer forthcoming research and development. Philippine textiles exemplify the finest example of how science, art, and culture are translated into products, technologies, and solutions, catalyzing a resilient, inclusive, and sustainable creative textile economy. Thank you at mabuhay tayong lahat.